Victor was only a tailor who was struggling to make ends meet. He had a housewife at home and 2 young kids who were all waiting for him to bring money home to the family. Every day, Victor went out to hustle. He did his best to provide for the family because it was his job as the breadwinner. But on this fateful day, his luck was about to change. He was listening to his transistor radio when an expensive-looking SUV pulled up before his shop. A rich-looking and sophisticated man stepped out. Victor welcomed him. Meanwhile, he was also wondering how such a person could actually be in his shop. The man took a seat and introduced himself as John. He told Victor that he was getting married soon, so he would need Victor to help him sew all the dresses his groomsmen would wear for the wedding, and there were 15 groomsmen in total, and Victor was going to sew it for all 15 of them. John came prepared. He had the measurements of all 15 groomsmen. He also had the unique styles that each of them wanted. All Victor had to do was just start the job. Victor almost couldn't believe his luck. Like, how did such a rich man even find him to begin with? As if he couldn't believe his eyes, he had to look outside again where he saw the SUV still parked in front of the shop. He felt a thrill go through his body. He realized then that he was sitting on a potential gold mine. If he played his cards right, he could have John as a customer for life, and that could also mean access to his rich friends as well. John then asked him how much he was willing to charge for the job, and Victor told him 100,000 naira for each dress. And when that was multiplied by 15, it amounted to a whopping 1.5 million naira. Victor had never had such a huge amount of money in his bank account before. He was almost salivating at the thought of all the things he could spend that money on. At first, he was scared that John would disagree with the price. He was also ready to put up a good negotiation tactic so that he would still make a lot of money from John. But to his shock though, John readily agreed. At that point, Victor regretted setting his price at 100k. He wished that he had made it 200k instead. Right there in his presence, John called his secretary. He took Victor's details and forwarded it to her. The transfer didn't take long at all. Within 10 minutes, Victor felt his phone vibrate in his hand as the alert entered. He unlocked his phone and his eyes widened in shock. She had actually sent 50 million naira. Victor stared at John in shock. He then showed him the alert. John looked flustered and lost, so then he immediately picked up his phone and called the secretary. Then they realized that it was one big mistake. You see, Victor and John agreed that the total money was 1.5 million. But when John was sending his bank details to the secretary, he omitted the decimal point. He wrote 15 million instead of 1.5 million. And for some reason, the secretary also made a mistake on her end. Instead of 15, she sent 50 million naira. Like, it was just so crazy. Victor could barely understand it. All he knew was that there was 15 million naira in his bank account in that particular moment.